Hey guys, so I just back to kind of finish off the first part of the video where I had like immense feedback, really useful feedback about post-university decisions and graduating and being sold a certain dream and then trying to trot along that path of that dream and realizing it's not so easy to acquire. Well, first of all, anything in life that you really want, you're gonna have to work for. If it was easy, it probably wasn't meant for you. So, you kind of have to work for it. And that makes you all the more appreciative of acquiring it after. So, I just wanted to kind of break down the salaries and stuff that they expect you to start on after you graduate. So, I left off on the last video talking about how I kind of, in trying to get that whole alpha size job and having my time wasted, reaching to the third round and realizing I wasn't going to get the job because of the lamest excuse that had been presented to me in history. I realized that from trying to get that job, I was actually in that job already from linking two parties, one who had a necessity and one who had a skill, and putting them together. So marrying the two parties together, and then I was able to kind of work like an agency, because a lot of agencies, that's what they do. They have like a client and then they'll have a graduate, for example, and they have a particular job that needs to be filled, so they will go to their pool of graduates that have applied to be on their agency, and then they will supply this graduate, and from that they will take money from that, like from linking the two parties. So, and that is kind of a basic common rule, I guess, in marketing and business and anything in life, linking two parties, like being a main networker. So you could definitely find a niche or a business in that. It's the same like selling shades. If you are a designer or that makes your own shades, then you have a platform that you sell the shades on, and then this person like comes to buy your stuff. So you're just basically linking your product with your clientele, and you're the middle person, and that's how you're making your money. You know what I mean? So anyway, so breaking down the salary expectations and the salary possibilities in London. Now, London for me is funny because I believe that people measure their success by the strangest things. One is obviously in your early 20s, people are expected to own their own property, their own house. Now, let me also explain to you London's setup. So in London, you have these high-rise buildings where like hundreds of people live. Per flat, you'll have about 3 rooms, and in those 3 rooms are 3 different people living. It's not a family that's going to be living in there. So when you apply to work in London, you're going to be living with roommates. So it's almost like you would have never left university, which to me is bonkers. Like you need, at the end of the day, you need your space. You need to reboot. You need to relax and just, you know what I mean? Like refresh. And you don't get that in London because you're constantly surrounded by people, whether it's the drunk people on a street that start drinking from Thursday straight through till Monday. And these are the people that are like managers and in high positions, these drunkards. But yeah, so you're renting a room in a house with other strangers. For this room in this house, you're paying about approximately 500 to, it could go to about 1,000, but let's keep it to 800. 500 to 800 pounds a month rent. This can be inclusive or non-inclusive of bills, in which case you'd probably be spending between 60 to 150 pounds on top of that 500 to 800 for the bills, right? If you live in zone 1, which is where most of the industrious like buildings are, around the city of London, like West End, you have your Oxford Circus, you have your Shoreditch, Liverpool Street. This is where a lot of the business are. If you live in zone 1, that's when you're looking at the 800 pounds rent per month for that room. If you live outside of zone 1, or you're looking at like zone 2 to zone 6, this is when the rent gets cheaper. However, the rent's getting cheaper, but you're now spending more on travel because you have to travel from zone 6 to zone 1 for your job. So at the end of the day, it's kind of what you are comfortable with. You either live further out, have a bigger room, and spend more time on your commute to work and more money on your travel expenses, or you live in zone 1, zone 2, you have a smaller room. Sometimes it's even like a box room, like your bed, the knee of your bed, the foot of your bed, if you stand between that and the wall, your knee will touch the wall. And you barely have anywhere to put your things. It's just like university life just never stops it. And people just never kind of grow up, in my opinion. And they never experience like real independentness and learning how to love their own company and create amazing situations and happy zones for themselves and rely completely on themselves. But that's a whole nother topic. So as I was saying, you could either live further out, bigger room, more time on travel and travel expenses, or you can live in zone 1, higher rent, less time on travel, less time on travel expenses, probably more roommates though, because they're now gonna convert, sorry, is the word I'm looking for, a living room, for example, into a bedroom. So you're just gonna have a house chock-a-block full of people. That's London for you. So then you'll find that you're working hard, you're doing your 9 to 5, trying to build your step up, like build your way up in the career, step up, get to the next position, the next senior position, maybe manager, we don't know. But they will start you on between 19 to 25K for the year. Okay? Let's just say they started you on 25K for the year. After tax in London, 25K for the year is £1,700. Okay? Let's take the scenario of you living in zone 1 as opposed to zone 6. So you are making £1,700 a month. Let's just be nice. 700 of that is already gone to rent. 700 is already gone. So you have like 1,000. Okay. Let's say 100 of that is travel. Just 100. Like your bus to and fro, 9 to 5, 5 days a week, 2 taps on your Oyster. Oyster is how you pay your contactless card or whatever. So let's just say that's 100 for a whole month. Right? So you have 900 left. Let's just say you're a real good eater. You don't eat out at all. You don't socialize at all. Like, you just real cool with working at 9 to 5 and you don't need a break and you don't need to live for the weekend, which is what most people kind of fall into. They're just like so exhausted after the 9 to 5 week. They just, let me get to that weekend. Let me see my friends. Let me buy loads of pints at the bar. Let me go to this expensive place. Like, oh, I'm working real hard. Like, let me work hard as well as play hard. Like, I'm making it rain. Let me make it splash. Let me splash in that rain too. So you want to buy expensive clothes as well. So of that 900, let's say with food and food is a basic, right? But food and going out / shopping, you only spend 300, right? You only spend 300 for that whole month. So you have 600 left, right? And this is like real scarce like figures. Like, I'm being real nice. Because this is not how I spend. And I am very, very frugal. I'm a real cheap girl. I am the type of girl, like, I wish I could show you all my appliances and stuff, like my cosmetics. My makeup, when it's running out, I turn that upside down and I wait for that to drain. My concealer, cut that in half. Even though I'll have a new one right there, cut it in half and make sure to squeeze out the last bit. Same with the toothpaste. Same with the oil. Cutting the oil open with a knife. Scraping out the rest of that. You know what I mean? I'm like cheap Sally, but this is me because I'm cheap like that because I like to spend my money on other things. Like, I like to travel the world. I like to experience culture. Again, that's another thing. So you have now £600. So maybe you could save the £600. You never know. Maybe you could spend it on your luxurious holiday when you decide to, because you only have 4 weeks holiday for the year. So maybe you spend it for your birthday or whatever. Like, you splash, you go all out. You're like, yeah, I'm going to buy a table for my party. I'm going to go in the club, like in a Mayfair club, and spend 200 on a night. That's another thing. One night out could set you back like £100. Like, your entry is like £20. Because remember, you're working hard. Like, your 9 to 5 is consumed by this employer. You are no longer in charge of your time between that 9 to 5. And more than likely after that, if you try to do something for yourself, you're going to be too tired. So if you try to go to the gym after, you're going to be lazy. If after the gym you want to, I don't know, paint because you like painting, you might not get around to doing it like ever because you just feel so exhausted, like you're run down. So let's say you save this 600 for the month, right? But then obviously one occasion is going to come up, a holiday or whatever. So you're not going to exactly save 600 a month times 12. How much is that? Y'all are real. I'm going to be honest there. My maths is great, but I don't want to embarrass myself. So let me just draw for the calculator. So that's 7 grand. 7 grand, £200. Let's take away the 200 because you're spending 200 on your fancy holiday or for your birthday, right? So you're saving 7 grand a year. Okay. Now, if you want to buy a house in London and say your house costs £350,000, so £350,000 divided by 7 grand, 50, right? I don't know if you guys can see that. When you really think you're gonna own a house, I know people do this thing where they buy to let or something like that. So they're on their salary and they buy their house. They put down the £30,000 deposit for their house. Amazing. I'm happy you got it. And then they will buy to let. So they rent out a room in their house to continue paying for the mortgage. But you're still looking at about 15 to 20 years of you being latched and attached to the house before you can pay it off. This is where stressors come in, because if, say, tomorrow your employee finds you like redundant, if he wants to make you redundant, that's his choice, and then you're going to be stressed because you're like, oh crap, like I need to now come up with the money to pay for this house, and if I don't, like it's going to get repossessed, like, you know what I mean? There's the stress. That's what comes in, and that's why people are unhappy with their jobs, like running through in these train stations, jumping in front trains, inconveniencing the whole of the other people that have to go to work. When them same people get to work, their boss is giving them crap like, oh, you're stuck on the train, how soon can you get here? Oh, somebody's died? Oh, how soon can you get here? Oh, you're ill? Yeah, but how soon can you get here? I remember once I had an argument with one of my employees because I had to do something for my grandmother, so I needed to take an hour or two off in the morning, and they were like, yeah, but this can't keep happening, because I like to travel as well. I do take my holidays quite quickly. So they were like, you can't not have work somewhere for 3 months and expect to take some time off. Like, you need to sit there for 3 months and show yourself, even though you're agency hired. So agency hired means you don't get paid for sick leave or taking time off. And your nan can't be your priority. Work has to be your priority. So basically, I'm supposed to say, if my nan drops down tomorrow, God forbid, that I should be proud of myself because I put work first and getting a measly £12 per hour first. That's what London kind of wants you to do. So anyway, guys, as you know, as you've been watching my videos, you know this thing that just cut off when it feel like, because I not pay any bills up in here. This thing running my life. So yeah, just saying, don't be disheartened if you don't get the 9 to 5. My advice to you graduates, there's always other things you can do. My favorite thing is from traveling, I learned that any skill or trade that you learn, you can practice this, exercise this in any part of the world. Especially UK citizens, you guys basically have all access pass to visit wherever you want. So if you really and truly want to be a biochemist and the opportunity is not presenting itself in London, yeah, London might be what you know and all you know, but it's good to kind of open your mind, expand your horizons, like broaden your opportunities and fly to, like, a lot of people recommend Dubai. They say there's a lot of expats there, lots of opportunity for growth. Singapore, you can go to Asia. Don't mind the language barrier. There's a lot of people that speak English, as well as obviously you have to remember with big businesses that they want to connect with people all over the world. So they will have a team of people all over the world. So you speaking English will be useful to them for them to expand their business. Again, being the middleman between a high net worth individual or business and its clientele. You know what I mean? So it comes in handy everywhere. So even that, like teaching English as a foreign language in countries as close as Spain, like Barcelona. We're from England here. You could sign up online, do a TEFL course, TEFL, Teach English as a Foreign Language. And you could teach English in Dubai if you like, in anywhere in the Middle East. Saudi, I've heard to kind of stay clear from, as if you're a woman. Yeah, like wherever you want, China, Asia, Japan, Colombia, Puerto Rico, wherever you decide, like the world is your oyster, your opportunities are endless. If you set your mind to get one thing and you really want that thing and you're not trying to give up, don't let London or the Queen tell you that you can't get it, because you can. You're worth whatever you set your mind to, and you're possible and capable and worthy of whatever you set your mind to. So anyway, my advice to graduates, I made a little list because I always go off track. After university, if you find that you're attending a lot of interviews and you're having no luck, you can always chase up the companies who you've had the interviews with and ask them for feedback, and you could apply this to your next role. Don't be too dependent on that, because individuals, humans are different. So where one might want you to look directly at them when you're answering questions, another one might find that a bit intimidating, or where they want you to be faster with your responses, another one might find that you haven't thought about your response, so you're too quick with the response. You know what I mean? Just take all the feedback with a little pinch of salt, but just see how you can apply it to yourself and like your next interview. My best advice is, if you are keen on, for example, one role or one career, work backwards. So if you know at 50 years old or at 30 years old you want to be a senior biochemist in this lab doing hematology, work backwards. Understand what the criteria and the role like needs of a person, like the skills and everything, and then see how you could acquire that. If it is that you need to take another course, or you have to become a junior phlebotomist or something, you know what I mean? Just work backwards. So if you want to be a grand biochemist, the position before that would have been something, the position before that would have been something, so on and so forth. So you work back to front, and then you can make your way up. Sign up to all the agencies you can sign up to. Because I found personally, I don't know what it is, if that I need someone who has a different accent to mine or what, to vouch for me and my qualification. But I find that when I sign up to the agencies, say I applied to a company called Fridge, I wouldn't get through to Fridge. But if I give my CV, the same CV, to an agency gives it to Fridge, Fridge will call me and say, yeah, we're interested in interviewing this candidate, because somehow this agency and its reputation, I guess, is more helpful and precedes mine, even though I'm the candidate with the same CV. Don't ask me. So sign up to a bunch of agencies. You can get a mixture of temporary or permanent work. Just find a schedule that works for you. If you know you're not set or keen on what they're placing you in, do not take up full-time work. Take up temporary work, or you can take up full-time work for a period of time. But I was just saying, ensure that your employers allow you the time off to attend these interviews. I personally don't think you need a degree. I would say invest your time heavily into internships, apprenticeships, because those would give you a concentrated, focused set of information that you would need, and skills that you would need to engage in your chosen career. Also pay attention to your skills, because cash in hand income is great. And as I said, your skill set naturally, whether you're creative or you're very brain smart, or I don't know, you have a lot of common sense, you're good at figuring out stuff, like you could turn your hobbies and habits into cash rewards. So pay attention to those, and as well as you can exercise them all over the world. Yeah, you would find that some places say you need experience, else they're not gonna hire you. And yeah, so these are a good way to do this, the apprenticeships and the internships. And just don't give up, guys. Like, life is endless. Your dreams are not to be forfeited just because someone told you that you can't do it. I remember in school when you used to think your teachers knew it all, and you realize your teachers are just normal human beings. When you get older, you realize your teachers are just humans who don't have all the answers, because nobody has the answers, and nobody knows, and nobody could tell you how to live your life. Like, there's so many ways and paths, and just like maths, like the answer could be 5, and there's like 25 million different ways to get to that answer. So don't let anyone define your truth or tell you how you should be, or how fast you should figure things out, or what you should take from situations, or how you should live your life. Just live your life how you have to live it. But yeah, don't be distressed or disheartened by anyone's negativity or bad attitude towards you. Or sometimes don't take everybody's advice, because, as I said, not everybody knows what they're doing. So don't be disheartened. Just keep on, player. And yeah, drop me some comments below and everything. I have an update on my other 2 videos. As always, you can follow me on Instagram, DJ Katash. I write a blog, islandhabibi.wordpress.com. And yeah, just send me in any topics and stuff that you're willing to hear. This is kind of a long video, but I just wanted to really let my graduates know, like, holy faith, because life is good. Like, of all my friends now, we took a little time to figure stuff out, but we finally gotten there and life is good. Like, I finally, only earlier this year, about 3 months ago, kicked the whole dream of doing the biochemistry thing, and it's because I didn't feel like the salary was equivalent to my worth. I was really stressed in my second year of uni. I worked so hard, I lost all my hair, so I'm not gonna start working on no 19,000 K salary. That's crazy. That is actually insane. Like, I've gotten jobs like that have been meaningless to me. I've just been there kind of trying to fill the gap, like pay my bills, but I realized I could also pay my bills with not stressing on this 9 to 5 stigma and still be happy and still have time for the things that don't allow me to be stressed. I think people who experience like trauma early on in life kind of hack life a bit better, and they're able to figure out and kind of like simmer down the obstacles, like the heavy obstacles that continue to come your way, because that's life. Like, life is hard. Like, big up 50 Cent, death gotta be easy because life is hard, you know. But just everything that you are gonna experience is just gonna make you stronger. Just don't dwell on anything. Level up, move up. That's it. But yeah, just don't give up. Hold the faith, guys. There's so many possibilities of life. Like, just make sure to keep making time for you. Don't let anyone devour your dreams. And yeah, there's not much I can say. I just want to say keep on. Just keep on. Repeat to yourself that you're worth it. Repeat to yourself that no one has the answers to your life but you. No one can tell you how to live your life but you. And keep chasing your dreams. And keep recognizing what you're good at. Don't let anyone strip you of that. Oh my gosh, I've been fired 5 times, by the way, since since university. That's another video. But all for different reasons, whether I was just not moldable to employees, or I didn't want to sniff cocaine with my head employees and I should have felt privileged that they had asked me rather than offended that I didn't find it professional. But yeah, I'll get to those. So there's just so many things. But peace and love, guys. Follow me on the socials, keep up to date with me, and I'll be back with more videos very, very soon.